Welcome to Retirement Ain't Easy and a vinyl edition. Today, I'm going to talk about my top 5 soundtracks. So let's get to it. First off, I'd like to give a shout out to John at Vinylly, the Vinylly channel, VYNYLY, for posting his video about 10 days ago, and that's what triggered this video. So John at Vinylly puts out a video every Friday called 5 on Friday, and it provides 5 facts about a popular album that perhaps you didn't know about. And John finds them and presents some pretty obscure facts from some popular albums. He also visits different sites that are music related. For instance, he visited the grave of Jim Croce on one of his videos, and he visited I believe it's the alley where Cinderella's Night Songs album, the front album cover was photographed. So those are pretty cool too. It's a great channel. I recommend you check them out and subscribe, and you'll learn something about the music that you're listening to. So before I get into my 5 soundtracks, I wanted to first note that I didn't include this guy, Jesus Christ Superstar. If you watch any of my vinyl videos, you know that I really like this album, CD, whatever. But I didn't include this in my top 5. Otherwise, it'd probably be number 1. Or yeah, it would be number 1. But I consider this a rock opera, so it's not included here. Also, I have 2 honorable mentions I want to include in this, and on these 5, I don't have vinyl for all of these, so it's kind of like more of a top 5 soundtracks, whether it's vinyl or CD. So I don't have the vinyl of these 2, but I have 2 honorable mentions that I wanted to include, and one was Dazed and Confused. And I didn't really include this in the top 5 because it's not you'll see that the albums I did choose were more, the music was written for that movie, I think you'll see. Anyway, so this is one honorable mention. This is the soundtrack to my high school years in the 70s, late 70s. And the other one is The Wedding Singer. Love this movie. Love Drew Barrymore. Drew, if you're watching, give me a call. So I want to include this as an honorable mention. Some great songs on here. I think there's a volume 2 on both of these. There's actually a volume 2 CD that came out. And so I love the movie. Soundtrack's great, but again, it's not songs that were written specifically for the movie. Wedding Singer, honorable mention. So now for my top 5 here, starting out with an album that I have owned. I learned about this movie and the album the summer of 1978. The summer of 78. One of the people where I was working at a place down in South Texas, down in the hill country, and it was a group of guys and a group of girls. We were on staff at this ranch. One of the guys there had brought this album, and he played it, and I thought this was the greatest thing ever. And I'd never seen the movie at that point. Since that time, I have seen the movie, I would say hundreds of times, but it's in the double digits. It's probably 10 to 20 times I've seen this movie, mostly at a drive-in theater during college. And they used to show this movie on the side of the football stadium at the University of Southern Mississippi as well. And it is the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Love the movie. Love the soundtrack. Tim Curry, awesome in this. The songs are great. The movie's great. And I just found out about this during the summer of 1978, and it just triggered something. And I could just imagine the movie. Even before I saw the movie, listening to the songs, I could imagine just from the pictures on here and what was going on. That's number 5. Number 4, another album, movie from my youth. I can't recall exactly when I saw this movie, but I saw it a couple of times, and since then I've had the VHS tape, I've had the DVD, I have the Blu-ray, I have the special edition, all of that. And this is the original album I bought back in 1981-ish, I think, when it came out. and this is heavy metal. And this is the only album in my top 5 where the songs are not completely written for the movie. They're included in the movie predominantly, but most of these albums you can find on albums of the artist. For example, Sammy Hagar's Heavy Metal, that's on one of his albums. Devo song, Blue Oyster Cult as well. All those songs on here. So this is the only album in my top 5 where the songs were not specifically written for the movie. Number 3, and I do not have the vinyl of this one, unfortunately, but I'm going to actually probably look for it. And this movie came out 2000, around that time, 2000. And I love the movie. I've watched it a number of times. It's always entertaining and funny to me. And you wouldn't think it by looking at all the music I listen to, the rock and the heavy metal and all that I would enjoy this. Wow. But I love this CD. I can put it on and listen to it all the way through and sing along with it. And it is Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Great movie. Great soundtrack. Love it. I unfortunately do not have the vinyl, but I do have the CD here. Great songs, great movie. That's number 3. And number 2, I love this movie. I love the cast. I love the songs. The songs were all written for this movie specifically. And I love the storyline. It's a great combination of songs and people and movie storyline. And it is That Thing You Do. Now, I have the CD, and I have to confess, I just got this vinyl version of it last week, literally. Otherwise, I listened to this a lot as well. If you've not seen the movie, it's great. The cast is great. Tom Hanks, can't go wrong. Great soundtrack as well. The cool thing about this soundtrack, this vinyl, it actually comes with the 45 inside. I think it's Splatter Disc 2. I got this from Mondo, if you're interested. And it comes with the 45 that if you watch the video, if you watch the movie, you'll see they have their single on 45 they're selling, and it comes with that, which is a pretty cool addition. Great album, great movie. I may have to go watch this again. And finally, number 1. This probably surprised a lot of people, but I love this movie. I've watched it so many times, and sing along with it. I'll try to remember some of the facts of the movie, but I could watch it a number of times. I can listen to the soundtrack as well. I had this on CD for the longest time, and to be honest, I didn't know when this came out. Many years ago, I wasn't buying vinyl. So when this came out, I can't remember, 2001, I guess this was. I wasn't buying vinyl at the time. I had the CD. Have the Blu-ray, etc. So I have to confess that this just arrived yesterday in the mail. I actually bought this on Discogs. Couldn't resist. It's a great condition album, and it's Josie and the Pussycats. Yeah, I like Josie and the Pussycats. Great movie, fun movie, excellent soundtrack. The songs are written by a number of different artists. I know I was reading the notes that Babyface produced a lot of this. Great little Blink-182 punkish type songs on this. And the singer, none of these girls actually sing on the album. These are the artists. This is Josie, by the way. These are the actors that played the Pussycats. But the voice of Josie in the songs is Kay Hanley, I believe, from Letters to Cleo. Great voice. I actually went out and bought the Letters to Cleo CD after hearing that, and went and did some research to find out who exactly was singing that, because it's definitely not her. So great movie. If you've never seen it, I don't know, it may not be for everyone, but I enjoyed it, and I definitely enjoy the soundtrack. Cool thing about this one is it includes a 45 of the made-up group called Du Jour. Du Jour means seatbelts. If you watch the movie, that'll make you giggle. Du Jour is a kind of like an NSYNC Backstreet Boys band that's in the movie, and they have 2 songs in the movie actually, and it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Seth Green is one of the Du Jour guys. You'll recognize the other comedian comics that are part of the group, and they are predominantly in the storyline as well. So great movie, great soundtrack. So this is number 1, Josie and the Pussycats. So that's my top 5 soundtracks for me. Now that's not the top 5 movies that I like. That's just the soundtracks I have. I mean, if you ask me my top 5 movies, I mean, probably there's almost a tie between Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger and The Thing with Kurt Russell. Those two movies, awesome movies. I can watch those all the time. And then from there, you know, there's a lot of my movies include Kurt Russell. I like Kurt Russell. That's my 5 soundtracks. Thanks for watching up to this point. And if you get a chance, check out Vinylly, especially on Fridays. And leave a comment on what's your top 5 soundtracks. And if they match mine, we think a lot, which is kind of scary. So, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on another video soon. Take care.